Log into gyroscopemeet.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio, internet radio station powered by GMG LLC.
Yeah. Mic check. We good. Levels good. Welcome back to the SOAR Winner Podcast. I am Sharon. You feel it? Yeah. Get the applause, nigga.
Not that important.
The applause, nigga. I'm Sharon. I'm here with the guys. Well, some of the guys. Avery is on his way, I think. Rube is still here. Rube in the building. Rube, what up?
What's up?
Chalk in the building. Chalk, what up? What's good, Rube? You know, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. How was your week, Rube?
My week was good. It was quick. I had some business to take care of Friday.
Nice. Good. Friday. Speaking of Friday, we had a quick little, you know what I mean, on Friday. Ran over the ringside. Had a drink or two. Engaged in some good well, I don't know if the conversation was good, but we engaged in some conversation in ringside. I don't think it went the way that the person thought it was gonna go though. But still in all, you know, we was there. Did you enjoy yourself at least at ringside?
No, I enjoyed myself.
You're not easily impressed.
No, I enjoyed myself. It was fun. Can't complain.
That's what's up. Cool. My week was, you know, it was a week. I had some unfortunate news. Yo, bro, it's just been like so many deaths lately, bro. It's just, I don't know, like, I'm almost becoming like numb to that shit now. Like, it's just like, all right, yo.
That could happen.
Somebody else died. It's like, damn, bro. Like, I had just within like the last 5 years, probably a lot of deaths, but like it's just like overwhelming at this point. I'm like, damn, all right.
Who was it this time?
It was a friend of mine's dad. But you know, he was cool. I was cool with him. You know what I'm saying? Great guy. He liked me. That's what matters. All I think about people really is like, you know, the good shit or the good things that I remember them from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how somebody could like paint a person out to be a monster, but then that's not your experience with them?
Yeah.
Not to say that this person was, but you know, it's just that my experiences with people is how I like to remember them by. And then I hate like going to the funeral and then the person just, to me, I haven't been to a funeral where the person looked like themselves, if that make any sense. Like I never was like, wow, you know, yeah, they look good, they look exactly like, nah, they don't, that don't go for me. I think people just say that.
What, Undertakers ain't undertaking no more?
No, what I mean is just that I've never seen, like, the person that has transitioned, just, they don't, when people transition, they just don't look the same to me. You know, your body goes through all of those different things that it goes through. So I don't know, it's just me. And then I always like, once I go to the funeral, that's like my last look of them, if that makes any sense.
Right. The last person that was close to me that died was cremated, so we didn't get to see it.
Oh wow, they didn't know like, cause I know sometimes, like for example, my aunt who recently passed a couple weeks ago, she was cremated, but there was still a formal funeral. She was still in the casket, and then she was cremated thereafter.
So would they dressed her up and put her in the casket just to cremate her?
Yeah. Oh. I didn't know how. I thought that's how it worked.
I just thought they just.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how it worked. I never been like the person in the process of like a funeral, like where I had to like give my input and things like that. I don't, and I don't think I ever want to really be that person. Like I don't want.
You don't want to get up there and testify.
No. Like no, I don't want to have to like be in charge of making the arrangements because everybody got their own way of how they want to do things, right? Like somebody is always going to be that one person that come in and think they're gonna.
Well, normally, the person that you closest to, where you would be doing that, they're gonna let you know how they want to do it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, there's always like other people like, oh no, they wouldn't have wanted it like this, or they wouldn't have wanted it like that. How you
gonna tell me? She told me to her face.
Right, that's the whole thing. So, you know, it just, you know, death is just is a you know, is a thing, it's a process. Anywho, guys, I'm be honest with you. I plan on being silly today. I want to laugh today. I'm in a great mood. I had a great Friday. right? Was that Friday or Saturday? Saturday. That wasn't Friday. Yeah.
Saturday.
Damn, I'm thinking that was Friday.
No.
Yo, bro, I never know what day.
I let
it
it go on, but I wasn't gonna blow you up.
It's cool.
It was
No,
definitely yesterday.
No, it's cool. Like that's the crazy part about it. Like I definitely like I be floating, bro. I don't be knowing what day it is half the time. I just ask you the date as if my laptop isn't sitting right here with the date right there at the bottom. I'm like, yo, today the 25th. Because when I was
you 2 days off.
That's how it usually is for me, man. Anyway, moving right along, guys. I wanna we gonna get in. I just want to get right into it. I was trying to wait. You know what I'm saying? Avery running a little late. He had some prior engagements, and I wanted to like wait a little before we got into the shits. But man, I just want to get into the shits.
So
Even
what's first up?
First up on the docket is the whole Shannon. You know, we can't avoid it at this point. It's the whole Shannon Sharp thing, right?
Right.
So we know he now has resigned, or they let him go, one or the other. They say he resigned or whatever from his position.
Well, you
if
know,
you didn't do it, would you resign?
I don't think he's gonna set foot back in ESPN again. But
Well, for that matter, Rue, will he be able to set foot anywhere because he had a previous lawsuit at the last sports network that he worked for. At FS1. FS1, and I could just, you know, I'll give you the info on the FS1 incident. So for those of you that don't know. So, here, I'm gonna just get into it right now. ESPN's contributor Shannon Sharp has announced on Thursday that he will be stepping away from the network as he faces a $50 million lawsuit and allegations that he raped a woman who he was in a relationship with. While he contends with that suit, an additional incident from his past has come to light, and that's talking about the FS1 stuff. So before Shannon Sharp's time at ESPN, when he was the co-host of FS1's Undisputed. That was him and Skip. Right? He was accused of choking a female PA or production assistant in the workplace.
That's not funny.
You laughed. You made me laugh. Two sources with knowledge of the incident
because I'm not laughing at the fact that she got choked. I'm laughing at what was you thinking? Like,
but what was but this is what I want to know. What's the context of him choking her?
It's not that.
Wait, hold on. Were they engaged in a sexual act while he was choking them? Because you know they all want to be choked now. All of them. They all want choke me.
No,
they all be down with that, bro.
Nah, you gotta be smart enough. That's the okie doke right there. Like, no.
So do you not think it was a sexual incident that he was doing? Like you don't think he was having sex with this girl at Fox Sports on there at somewhere, maybe in his dressing room?
Well, it depends on how paperwork is going to come out. Like, I'm sure he's going to present it as they was, you know, doing the nasty at the job, and you know she wanted to be choked. But here's the thing, like,
there's nothing wrong with doing the nasty at the job. Just don't get caught.
It's everything wrong with doing nasty at the job. But what's going to happen is that, how you going to prove that she wanted that during that situation? Like, there's no way to.
Well, that's my whole thing with this whole thing, right? If you're in a relationship with whomever, and you guys are engaged in these types of
acts,
yeah. These extra physical, extra different acts, right? How can one say that that's not the normal routine? Like,
because
she
in
wanted
the court
to
of
get
law, you got to prove.
But how can you
beyond a shadow of a doubt?
By reasonable doubt, right? But what I'm saying is, how can the court say, like, if me and this girl had sex 100 times, and I get it, but on the 99th time she didn't want to be choked, but she wanted to be choked 98
because
times.
There's no way for you to disprove it, so you automatically guilty. There's no way to disprove that.
And there's no way to prove it either, right? So then there's no.
And they always gonna.
So there's reason for doubt,
right? But in this society we live in, where it's believe all women, she doesn't have to prove that. You have to prove that.
Again,
it's on
how does
you
one
to
prove that though?
You can't, and that's the jokes. That's the trap.
So
the best way out of that is to just not do that. Like, oh, choke me. No.
So just don't engage. So this is your potential person that you are engaged in sexual activity with. I guess you like this person. Y'all in some sort of a relationship, right? And now all of a sudden, what she always wanted, she doesn't want, and that's part of y'all routine.
In this world, a woman can let you have sex with her and in the middle of y'all having sex, she can think that she don't want it no more, and you still get in trouble.
Agreed. Listen, at the
And
end of
she
the day,
don't gotta
no,
tell you nothing.
No means no, but I feel like she should have to say something, because how would you know?
But they don't care.
So isn't it like a double-edged sword? You're almost damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's terrible.
There's a lot to uncover, man.
It's terrible.
Let me give you some more context to that. Our sources say that Sharp and Fox settled with the accuser for several $100,000s. There was no lawsuit filed against Sharp for that particular incident.
For the choking at the job thing?
At Fox Sports.
All right. So that's off the table.
Now, we have a whole nother woman that enters the chat. So, another woman accuses Shannon Sharp of sexual assault and defamation lawsuit. The quote is, "Make it so no other man will want me." That's the quote, I guess. So, there's a woman.
Wait, go back. She said that to him?
That's what it sounds like to me. It says, "Make it so no other man will want me."
So, impregnate me.
Or I don't know. I don't know what that's like so open ended. I don't know.
I mean, the rest of the text messages said.
No, this is not her. This is we skipping her. This is a whole different girl now. This is not the. So check it out.
Beat me to shit, basically.
Not her. So what it says is a woman is suing Shannon Sharp for alleged defamation. Also alleges in the complaint that the NFL Hall of Famer sexually assaulted her in 2010. Her name is Michelle Evans. Michelle Evans filed a lawsuit against Sharp in New York in 2023, nearly 2 years before another woman suing under the name Jane Doe, who we now know as Carly, has accused Sharp of raping her in a lawsuit filed in Nevada earlier this week. Sharp has strongly denied the allegations in the Nevada lawsuit, claiming that the relationship had been consensual and called the lawsuit a shakedown. In the New York complaint obtained by People magazine, Evans, who is representing herself.
See, this still
hold on, Rube. She's representing herself. Claims that she has been in a relationship with Sharp for nearly a decade, ending in 2010. When she says they got into an argument over his alleged infidelities. Evans alleges that Sharp then requested to that the two have sex, and that she refused, and then he forcefully subdued her. She just came out on the 25th. That's what this one was done. That has nothing to do with the girl with the 50,000, the OnlyFans girl, Carly. I believe, again, it's like an avalanche, right?
Once one start, everybody's gonna come up out the woodwork.
And what sucks about that is, if someone is in fact an actual real victim, it makes it hard for the real victims to be believable now when all of these people come out. But then again, it also makes the guy look automatically guilty when all of these people start coming out of the woodworks. It's almost a damn if you do. Like me personally, again. So then there was that thing that we saw earlier, right? About guys getting married and all that. Like that's what it's. I mean, I get it, but that's what it's coming to be, yo, bro. If you ain't married, bro.
Even if you married, like it's like look what happened to
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. And then look what happened to. That's why I said all this BDSM, all that stuff goes out the window, because look what happened to who's that pitcher name? Trevor Bauer. You looking at, he was a Cy Young winner, and when a Cy Young award is, they give it out to the best pitcher in the league. Right after that, then she want to come out with all these allegations. Right now, he had the receipts. He had the proof that this is what she wanted. He had all the text messages. She still made out with over $250,000 in a lawsuit, and he was blackballed from the MLB.
Granted,
career derailed, going off the rail. He had to go pitch overseas in Japan or China or whatever, trying to get his life back together, and you never the same. It's like there's no middle ground.
It's that there's no recovery, right?
There's like no middle ground. It's like once you're guilty in the court of public opinion.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Nobody wants to deal with you.
I'll give you one. Kobe was found guilty in his.
You know the writers in Kobe's case is still to this day, even after his death.
Somebody trying to sue his estate now for some rape.
Yeah, even after his death, you still had the writers still bringing up that case. That doesn't happen. And what would he do? He what he do? Screw a chick in the ass that wanted it.
Allegedly.
That's allegedly. She was allegedly sodomized or whatever.
Right.
Right. That was the thing. And I mean, like, it's jacked up. Like, you.
Once you get that smut on your name, it's almost unremovable, right? It's irreversible, right?
It's over.
I think it's crazy. Have you ever had a girl try to introduce some BDSM to you?
No.
I did, and I'll talk about it. So, there was this girl. We still cool to this day, though.
That's not even hot to me. Like,
It's not hot to me either, bro. Like, and she basically was on it where, like, it's basically like I'm her slave, like, right? I'm like, so wait, let me get this straight. You want to tie me up and hit me with things? You expect me to get hard after that? Like, what are we doing here? No.
It's the
What is that?
It's the hotness of being.
Is it the humiliate? Is it
humiliation and overpower of
I'll let
someone
you-
that's naturally?
I ain't into that. I don't search that type of porn when I'm looking for porn. I don't want to see that shit. But I guess guys do.
Hey, there's a whole section of men that enjoy that shit, but those are the ones that women don't really want, right? Because
She had me fucked up.
Because think about it, like
They want
you
me.
know, for you to be into that, you got to be all this submissive puppy dog shit. No
That
woman
ain't me.
want
I'm
that.
a man.
Nobody want that.
I'm a man.
Nobody
Like,
want that.
Agreed. And yeah, I just thought it was weird. Like, but it just probably just one girl to ever say that to me. But I just thought it was weird, and it was a black girl. Like, it wasn't like a white girl or anything. I'm not into weird sex. I want to have regular sex, bust mine, and go to sleep. That's it. I don't want to do all this extra stuff. I don't.
It's not because, and then you what women are saying. Say about
You're not
men.
adventurous.
No. What women to say about men? You know, y'all watch too much porn, but they watching the same amount of porn.
Oh, they watch the most repulsive porn there is. Women watch all type of porn. I don't want to say the genre.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But yeah,
y'all ain't no better.
Yeah, I think women are definitely into, and not all, but some are just into different. And I'm not kink shaming and none of that, but I just think that everybody's into some different type shit. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And it may be weird to some people, and other people, again, it's a genre for that. It's a genre for big girls. It's a genre for everything. It's a genre for old women. It's a genre for all that. So I guess that's what you just got to be into. But I was just curious to know if I was just the only guy that has ever been
You're in this room, yeah.
approached with some BDSM type action. I'm like, I'm not doing that. She's breaking out her little whips. I'm like, yo,
that's
get
not
that out of my
hot.
face.
That's not hot.
No, I don't want you to spank my ass. No. I'm not into that. But anywho, back to Shannon Sharp. Do you think, as a guy who played in the NFL for all these years, and as an older guy, do you think that he could have prevented this, or like?
Yeah, there's no way. You a Hall of Famer. You this famous person. You know, everybody knows you. Even before the whole his podcast really took off, he was on all the networks. Right. You know, I mean,
he was almost a media darling.
He was out there in the media, and his
sponsorships out the wazoo.
There's just no way that you couldn't find a woman. Hell, I mean, look, you got Neo out here with 4 of them. You got the guy from the Pacers with 3 of them.
Right.
Even though they mid whatever, he got 3 of them. Like, what is you doing, bruh? Well, why is you soliciting OnlyFans chicks? What is you doing?
Well, not only was she OnlyFans, she was fairly young. I believe she was like almost like 30 years younger than her.
Okay, so she 19, 20 years old. She old enough to be out here selling herself. She old enough to get banged by dudes that want to patronize that.
Right.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about him.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. After reading, have you read or heard the text messages back and forth between them?
Yeah, she was saying this freaky ass shit. Like, I mean, some stuff I would expect the OnlyFans chick to say.
Right.
That's trying to get you to keep patronizing her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows how much I'm pretty sure he was hitting her off with way more than she would ever get.
But why? She was a successful OnlyFans girl, so I don't think she really needed the bread like that. She had money. She's successful at her job. She does well for herself.
Okay, so I mean, 25 grand is 25 grand.
Right. It is. No. Agreed to that. I just think, for example, right? So
you know, you
remember
get 25 grand. You either do 25 grand with Shannon, or you bang 10 guys in a week for that same 25
check what
grand.
she was doing to
What's
Shannon.
easier?
Check what she was doing to Shannon. So, you know, when Shannon had the alleged, he went live by mistake. Now, mind you, it took mad shit just now for me to do this live right now, right?
Yeah.
Mad buttons to press. So, during his alleged live incident, you know, she was charging him to mess with her again. So she said
That's
in a
on
text
him,
message,
man. Yo.
she said in a text message, she sent, yeah, if you want to see this ass again, it's going to be 25 a cheek. So she wanted a 50 piece just for him to even get back in the building.
How many prostitutes are out there that you can mess with? Like, she ain't the only one, dog. Like,
you pay for the convenience, right? You pay her to get it out of your face, right?
yeah.
So, but again, I think they were developing some sort of relationship as it seemed based on the text messages. Because I seen the whole, because remember, when he first released the text, you didn't see what he said. Then they released the text with everything said.
But it's still got to be mad freaky chicks out here that don't do OnlyFans that
Agreed.
you could start a relationship with.
I think she saw a lick.
Of course she saw a
and
lick.
look, once and it's alleged, if he did indeed give her the 50,000 to get back with her again, she said, "Oh, 50 word? Say less, my dude." And I'm sure he was paying every
25 grand a cheek. I was like, man, if you don't get out of here, I'll go find another one.
Them cheeks was
no, I mean,
for lack of better words,
granted she was hot.
They weren't the best cheeks.
They weren't the fattest cheeks.
They weren't worth 25 a cheek. I'll tell you that much.
To you, who knows what she was doing for him?
Right. Well,
so
in that alleged incident, she was doing everything from the rooter to the tutor. She was changing my man diaper. She was doing all types of shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and I definitely believe, I agree with you, Sin. I definitely agree if she saw a country bumpkin and she saw a lick. And then, like I said, where Shannon again faulted is almost like the Diddy Cassie thing, right? He tried to settle with her early for 10 mil.
No, here's the thing. No, Diddy messed up with Cassie because Cassie Ben was trying to get the money.
He should have been gave it to her, right? But the same thing, same rules apply. So what was told to Diddy was, if you give that money out, it's gonna be an avalanche, and that's exactly what happened to him.
No, but he could have just paid off Cassie for whatever she was asking for, and Diddy was too egotistical to do it. It wasn't until the tape came out and everything happened that he then settled immediately.
Right.
He could have been settled with Cassie a long time ago.
Right.
But see, here's the thing with Diddy. The feds was already watching Diddy
off the rip. For years. They just wanted anything.
They just needed something
to stick.
Not only stick, but they just needed something concrete, right, to get everything to fall into place, right? So once he kept blowing off Cassie for the money, and then she finally went to the feds. Now, right, in order for this to work, the feds got to seem impartial. The feds can't seem like they coerced her to do it, or the whole thing is gonna fall apart. If you got to read all the paperwork or whatever when it comes to Diddy. That's a whole different story. But
look,
it all started because he wouldn't just pay off to go sit down somewhere, and it got to the point where if you ain't gonna pay me, I'm gonna make you pay me, and then that's when the feds come in.
Okay, what's your take, Ruben? I kind of know a lot of your takes. You 54 years old. You hitting a 19-year-old for your convenience?
Am I paying or not paying? If I'm paying, then yeah. If I'm not paying, then yeah.
Question.
But
I don't know how to rephrase that.
It's still. I mean, either way, I would. Look. I don't know her before 18.
Okay, so let me give you some background. Allegedly, she was introduced to this guy, to Shannon. She met Shannon at a Diddy party. She was introduced by somebody. I can't quite think of this guy's name now. But so that's where she met him at. She met him at a Diddy party. Over the course of a couple years, they started talking. And allegedly, she was underage at the Diddy party. When he actually met her, it was 3 years ago. So if she's 19 now, she would have been 16 when he met her actually at the Diddy party. And to my knowledge, she wasn't aware of who he was. She had no idea who he was, and until she hit her Googles. No, I could definitely believe a 19-year-old don't know who Shannon Sharpe is. Shannon Sharpe hasn't played football for 20 years.
First of all, she met him at a Diddy party. You already know who's at the Diddy party. You know he got to have some kind of stain.
The toots.
You gotta have
all
some
the
kind
toots were there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know he gotta have some kind of stain. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I understand the whole meeting her when she was under 18 and then waiting till she turned 18 and now she's 19 and now you good. I could understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. But again, she's out here selling pussy.
Period.
You out here selling pussy.
Well, wait a minute. Does being an OnlyFans model mean you selling pussy?
Yes.
But what if she's not? I don't think all OnlyFans models sell pussy. Some of them just show their feet.
You selling your body. I mean, it's a less sexual part of your body, but you selling your body. What are we talking about, man?
I mean, is it? But it's not the physical form of selling your body, bro. You selling in the form of pictures. So it's not like somebody physically touching her.
It's all the same to me. It's all the
Everybody,
same to me.
I think I definitely think.
I think people are splitting hairs when they say, "Oh, well, it's not sexual." You splitting hairs. It's like, you say tomato, I say tomato. You're getting paid for some kind of service.
Okay.
And you're using your body to facilitate that service.
Okay. I'm not saying
you
wrong
can
or
say
right.
you can say, well, it's less invasive. That's about as far as you can go with it.
Yeah.
But you still prostituting your body.
Right. Okay. Wait a minute. So I have more. It's a lot, bro.
No, let's go ahead.
This is a lot.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So I just want to get to some of the actual statements made by, the newest person. So Evans further claims that the assault continued beyond the alleged forcible oral sex. Thereafter, Shannon coerced. The coercion escalated as he maneuvered me into the bed and achieved non-consensual vaginal penetration, all while proclaiming his intent to make it so no other man will want me. So that's where that went. So that actually must have been Shannon's quote, according to her, allegedly.
Now he could be a straight up freak asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like he could be like that.
To be honest,
but to me, as a prostitute, well, this is not the prostitute. This is
this is someone else. It's not the OnlyFans girl. It's a whole new girl.
It's a whole new girl. Like, I don't think any woman deserves that. If it really happened in
nobody deserves it.
Nobody deserves that.
If,
so
no means no. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's it. But go ahead.
That's it. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, I mean, what I would say is, if he did, that sounds like rape. And if he raped you, you should go to the hospital and get a rape kit done and all that other stuff. You shouldn't just sit on it.
Here's where I'm confused, though. You want to know what my confusion is? Even though people can have the same name. There's other Sharons in this world. But the girl that he was on the Instagram Live with, name is also Michelle. Yeah. This woman name is Michelle as well. Is this indeed the same Michelle? We don't know. And if this is the same Michelle, he done doubled back and went back to her.
Well,
I'm thinking this is the same Michelle.
The Instagram Live didn't sound like rape.
No, but what I'm saying is, did he like spin back to this girl Michelle?
And why? It's
you gotta be some kind of big stupid.
You gotta
if this that same girl
because
Michelle.
He's getting off to the overpowered of like.
And well, see, that's what we get from athletes, especially football players, right? Like, even if you see the movies and stuff, you see them being a bit extra, especially when it comes to women. You could break down all the football movies you want. But when it came to a woman, it seemed like they always imposed themselves. Not saying that they do, not saying that all NFL guys are rapey, but that's just the vibe I get. You get what I'm saying? Like.
Well, that's just what they do for a living, is to physically impose themselves over other people. So.
it's like a mentality. Do you not think? No, it's not a state. Like, they stuck in that.
It's hard
just
for
like,
me to say that's a.
when people think they the man, it's just like Puff, right? He thought he was the man. Like, he thought he could basically do anything, and nobody's gonna say nothing, and he was gonna get away with it. Allegedly.
But that's what he was getting off to.
Right. And with that said, I feel like that happens with some of these athletes as well. No? Do you not agree with that?
You can make a point, yeah.
All right, back into this. So, in a statement made by Shannon's actual representation, he said Michelle Evans' claims are ridiculous and completely without merit. The representative also said that the proceedings in the Evans civil case are ongoing through.
I just don't understand if you felt like you was forcibly penetrated.
Why'd you wait 3 years?
Why did you wait 3 years? Why didn't you not go to the hospital and
get a rape kit so it could be proven?
And you could have been got this money. Why are you waiting till now?
Ruben, I'm compelled, and I hope it comes up within the next few weeks. I'm compelled to believe that this is the same Michelle from the Instagram Live. I'm almost willing to bet the house on that, bro.
I mean, that's.
And for him to double back to her, hopefully this is a different Michelle. But for him to double back to that, it's crazy.
I'm not trying to victim blame here, but
I'm not victim blaming either.
If you are seriously felt like that happened to you, you have to do something right then and there. You waiting 3 years.
But see, that's the thing though, Ruben. You can't.
It's hard to be.
It still
what are you
becomes
afraid
victim
of when you got the evidence to suggest otherwise? I just don't.
Right. If you have the evidence right there, go do it. But in all, you don't know what goes through a mind of. No one knows what goes through the mind of a victim, right? So, who's to say? Look at all of these other cases we had. We had R. Kelly.
But
Bill
don't
Cosby.
you want justice?
If you wanted justice, right? And that's my thing with the R. Kelly and the Bill Cosby thing. But again, everybody knew. That's my thing about niggas gave a blind eye to R. Kelly. Because his music was so good, right? But when the Bill Cosby thing, the Bill Cosby thing,
parents was doing that. You got to look at
that part too. That part, I definitely give the blame to some of the parents too. But in the Bill Cosby situation, right? These were 30-year-old situations that he was all getting hit for at once. It was like 20 women. It was from like 30 years ago. And what didn't make it better was Bill Cosby on camera talking about he puts Spanish fly in women's drinks.
That's what they did back in the day. I'm not saying that was right.
Definitely not right.
I'm not saying it was right.
Now, if you asked her for if she asked for some of that, I don't know how you just got some spare Spanish fly in your pocket.
There's no way to prove that she asked for nobody. I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to prove that somebody asked to be drugged.
I agree with that.
You know, I don't know how far that's going to go in the court of law, but
same.
You know, I just think that if you feel like you was forcibly taken advantage of, then you need to start some kind of paper trail. I just waiting 3 years just seems so mind-boggling to me. I don't know. You don't you want justice? You don't you want the money now? Like, it's hard for a network to say you're lying when you have physical evidence and proof that of otherwise.
Hey,
like
with that Tupac rape, did that girl have proof?
I don't know. I don't remember too much about that.
After that, according to the chat, they were saying after Pac's accuser was accused of rape, he was on multiple interviews saying that he would ask multiple times, is this consensual, during his encounters with women. Mm-hmm. That's allegedly what Tupac said. Okay, the statement adds that while Sharp is stepping away from ESPN, he plans to return to the network for the 2025 NFL season.
He ain't setting foot in that network. There's no way ESPN, a Disney subsidiary, is
a Disney subsidiary.
Is not.
And let me just add this. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, please contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline, 1-800-656-HOPE. All right?
There you go. Like,
all right. Immediately. Don't wait. And I get it. Maybe
he can't get off with plausible deniability.
They can't do anything worse to you after that.
You can't get off of plausible deniability when the rape kit is fresh and like, she was.
All right, now I gotta play devil's advocate, and I'm only playing devil's advocate, please, because I just read the rape hotline to people. If you, okay, let's say you take a woman takes a rape kit, mm-hmm. and she after consensual sex, it's still gonna say that sex was had. No. What proves?
There's bruising in the vaginal cavity when it's rape. There's bruising. There's
bruising if it's not rape. There's bruising if it's not rape.
No, because if it's consensual and she's physically allowing it to happen, that doesn't happen.
So you saying coochies don't bruise during regular sex, consensual sex?
I don't
Nobody
know what kind of
can say
sex you
that,
have.
Rue.
No, I don't know what kind of sex you having where you bruising the inside of a vaginal canal.
Everybody ain't got a little jammy, bro.
I still think medically there's ways to tell.
I don't know. I don't think that you can. Again, I think that a woman could
Then
go.
why
And
do
I
rape
don't
kits
know.
exist? There has
No,
to be.
They exist for reasons
So
because
there
they have
has
to
to
prove.
be-
For example,
there has to be a way.
Look, watch this. Rape kits also exist because a lot of women are raped by total strangers that they never met before in their life, right? So there have to be a way to prove that
The
as well.
kid. I understand that.
But I just don't.
But
think
look what
due
the
to-
words that just came out of your mouth. You said women are raped by people they don't know every day,
and
right?
We got R word. R word.
It's
We're on
too late
YouTube.
for
We'll
that.
get. I know.
It's way too late for
I
that.
know.
But
We
what
don't
I'm
wanna get-
saying
we don't
is
wanna get
that
banned.
women are raped.
Right. It's great.
You know, women can be raped. So if for a rape kit,
According to the chat, Tiffany Haddish said her clit was damaged from consensual sex. That's what I'm saying, Rube. Coochies are very thin lining, bro. Anything can, a finger could bruise a cooch. Is all I'm saying. These girls got these long, stupid nails. They're bruising their cooches.
so what are we talking about, right? So if they find bruising, the rape kit is gonna come back saying that there's something happened here.
Bruise, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't consensual. Is my whole point. Just because there's bruising.
But you're talking, so the woman is gonna say one thing and the rape kit is gonna say another.
I'm just saying that.
So if you bringing
Yes,
up
yes.
bringing up a rape kit, right, and then
I'm just saying a cooch could get bruised easily. That's all I'm saying. I ain't sticking up for none of this
I'm
shit.
pretty sure that there's other stuff in that along with it. Here,
I don't know. It just like, you get what I'm saying.
hold on.
Like, watch this.
Let's ask
a girl,
AI.
Yeah, cool. You can ask AI, but why you asking AI? I'm gonna say this. A woman could go to the gynecologist, and a gynecologist could put whatever sutures up there, and it can also bruise it. Is that rape? No, it's just a bruise to the cooch. That's all I'm basically saying. I don't know, but we don't know. Again, I have no dog in this fight. I have no experience on this whatsoever. I just am compelled to believe that just because a woman has a scrape kit performed on her, don't mean that it had to come from that. That's all I'm saying. Think about all the guys. Now think about those guys that was on their way to the NFL and stuff.
It says examiners note bruises, cuts, or genital trauma, tears, abrasions, parentheses, using tools like, I can't pronounce that, for magnified views. Injuries may suggest force, but aren't conclusive of rape. Going back to what I was saying, it has some consensual says can cause similar marks. DNA analysis, collected samples, test for perpetrator's DNA, match with suspect, database, blah, blah, blah. Toxicology, blood or urine samples may detect drugs or alcohol indicating possible incapacitation. Limitations, no DNA. Absence of semen or DNA doesn't mean rape did occur. Consent, physical evidence doesn't address whether consent was given. Going back to what y'all was saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Timing, evidence degrades over time. And normal findings, many exams showed no visible injuries, especially if no force was used or time has passed. But that doesn't disprove rape. The kit findings are analyzed in the lab, used alongside victim testimony, witnesses' statements. So here's my thing: you wouldn't have a rape kit used if you didn't feel like you was raped.
Agreed.
So
Well,
you're not going,
or unless you're trying to line
gonna,
somebody up. Rube, you ever had sex with a girl and she be like, "Oh my god, my coochie's swollen"? You never had that happen before? Now, if a girl go get a rape kit after her cooch swollen, what's gonna happen? It's trauma. That's all I'm saying. You had a good day one time, Rube. You had a bang out session. Oh, my cooch swollen. No? Come on, bro. I can't be the only one here.
That's what they saying. You're right.
So how can they?
You're right.
That's the only thing I'm saying. How can a rape kit really prove that?
So believe blindly everything a woman says then, if that's the case.
Somebody said, "Well, did he?" I don't know. You got to ask Rube.
What did he what?
Did you swole some cooch up before?
I mean, yeah, there's been times, but it's not been.
But you can
Come here, bitch.
I get it. Like, yeah, you're not intentionally trying to kill her. You might get that move where you're trying to, But I'm just saying, it's not purposeful. Like, it's not on purpose. You're just trying to enjoy yourself.
There you go. So I mean, now
But-
we're talking. Now we're crossing into the lines of this is what happens with free sex. Not free sex. What I mean is,
That sounds crazy.
when I mean not about like free sex, like yeah, it's all free. But what I mean is this free, like sex shouldn't
It shouldn't be as the way it is, right? I get what you're saying.
like this promiscuity is what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. It's just like they're just giving away pussy. Like,
Just giving it away. You're just giving it
Don't I
away,
know
like,
it?
and then one day you wake up and you feel like you shouldn't be doing this no more, and you feel a certain type of way. Now, you know how emotions work in females' heads. Everything, hey, you was raped when you, what? What are you talking about? There's been plenty of situations where a chick was like, "Well, I was raped." Like, no, it was pretty consensual. That's why they say, yo,
hey, fellas, record every interaction, man. Record it. Record it. Record it. Save it to your little MacBook for later, just in case somebody lie. That's all I can say, man.
That's the problem with this promiscuous world we live in.
It's bad because I'm not a guy, Rube. I don't have trust issues like that. But what I do trust is that people lie. I will trust people to lie. And now you can't lie on me. I got every iPhone I ever owned. I will pull them texts up. I'll pull them pictures up. I'll pull them videos up. What are you talking about? Ain't no way. All right, let's move along. That was
Next
just
subject.
that was just a lot. Let's do some rapid fire real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rapidly throw a headline at you. Pause. You react. All right. Me and Avery did this last time you wasn't here. You ready? All right. Let's see. Let me get a good one. Let's start here. Since we just did the Shannon Sharp thing with a young girl, Little Kim's 25-year-old boyfriend is spilling all her tea. Ruben, react.
That's some female shit to be kissing and telling.
Agreed.
That's female shit. Like, you as a man, you shouldn't be. I mean, you
Agreed.
could feel wronged, and you got to go about it a different way. I just don't feel like.
You think a man her age would be telling all the tea?
Yeah, because what the 25-year-old is doing is a mindset. So any man of any age can have that mindset.
Okay. All right. Next one. Well. Oh, we could talk about that. And I'm saddened by this, actually. I'm saddened by this. I love turkey wings. Let me start here. I love turkey wings.
I already know where you're going with this.
Turkey wing.
This
Turkey
nigga's
leg.
retarded, yo.
Turkey Leg Hut founder
You
indicted for
retarded.
arson and insurance fraud.
You are a artard.
That pisses me off, Ruben, because I really wanted to go to Houston to Turkey Leg Hut.
So let me guess.
That shit look magically delicious.
So let me guess. He was going broke and he wanted to do some insurance fraud.
No, what happened was one of the guys who actually was a co-owner of Turkey Leg Hut with him opened another spot. He had people go burn that thing down.
But the one guy got indicted for it. So what, he was in on it?
No.
So there was two guys, and the one of the two guys got indicted for arson.
Right. Like
that's another stupid
basically
thing.
he burned down his former partner's spot.
Okay, so you
burned down
don't
his
realize there's going to be cameras around? They got them on camera.
Yo, they're
doing
on
the whole
camera
shit.
pouring the gas
Like-
throughout the entire place, and the place exploded. Like one
are
big
you,
explosion.
What kind of artard are you?
Yo. All right, come on. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky allegedly secretly married.
Well, that's on them. Good.
A$AP Rocky allegedly cheated on Rihanna with OnlyFans model. Right after that.
What else
right
gonna
after that marriage, that happened.
Well, she knew the type of nigga she was marrying.
Do you think?
I think.
I think that guys be one way with their girl and they be another way with their dudes. Like, you know, you run a guys, fuck them bitches, fuck them hoes. But when he all with her, it's Goo Goo Gaga.
I want to say, okay, because, what's his name?
A$AP Rocky?
A$AP has got to keep a certain,
Image?
yeah.
Okay.
So, that's different, right?
Why?
But, because it's how he get his money, is acting like that.
And his image is what exactly?
A pimp.
I thought his image was like a
fashionista pimp. Like, go back and listen to his first album.
No. I don't want to do it. I don't want to hear
I mean,
it. I don't want to hear it.
what's that song he had with 2 Chainz?
Problems.
I got a fucking problem.
There you go. Now
So
you cooking.
she don't.
You cooking.
So
you
she
cooking.
don't.
You cooking. You cooking.
So she don't.
You cooking.
So she don't realize the kind of dude she married. Like, come on. Like, if I married an OnlyFans hoe, and she go and do some OnlyFans hoe shit, y'all gonna look at me like, yo, you married an OnlyFans hoe.
What defines an OnlyFans hoe though, Rube? Because I don't
A
think
hoe
everybody...
I found on OnlyFans.
Yeah, but all right. I'm just saying, is she a hoe because she's having sex? But what if she's not having sex on OnlyFans? She's just showing everything. I don't think that makes you a hoe. I don't think showing everything, unless you're getting vaginally penetrated on camera for the consumption of people to buy, I don't think that's hoeing.
So she don't use no dildos, no toys, no nothing. She's just on there
Even-
showing wrists.
I mean, yo, bro, like I said, there are girls that just show feet, right? There's some girls that don't show.
There's a certain
Nips,
mindset you
they
have.
don't show
Listen,
cooch.
listen. There's a certain mindset you have when you're willing to go onto the internet for millions of people to see and sell whatever body. I don't care if it was nostrils. There's a certain thing in there that you just don't care. So,
Somebody in the chat got a question for you. If you was approached by whatever site and they said, "Hey, Rube, you can get an extra 3 to 5K for posting just your lips," would you do it? It says, I swear to God, it says this. I swear to God, it says it. Just your lips on your face. Would you do it? Let me tell you something. Before you answer, I'll answer it. Hey, 1,500, I'll do it. Go ahead, though.
you do it for half.
Go ahead.
You do it for half.
See these soup coolers anytime you want, baby.
I think, I know y'all gonna get at me for this, but I think it's kind of different when it comes to men anyway. But I don't.
Wait, why is it different when it comes to men? What's the difference? Naked is naked.
Naked
But
is
this
naked.
specific question is about your lips, Rube. For 3 to 5 G's a week, would you post your lips, nigga? Yo, come on. It ain't.
I mean, if I was, let's just say I was to do it, that's still, I'm still turning off something in my brain to make that okay.
Okay.
That's the only part I'm saying.
Chinaman, you can pull up whenever you want, brother. You can pull up. Hey, we can pull you up in here now if you want to.
That's the
But
only
go
part
ahead.
I'm saying. Like there's a certain thing I'm turning off. I don't know what it is, and I'm sure there's a word for it, but there's a certain thing I'm turning off
In your mind?
in my mind to go ahead and do that. Like it's not just I'm banging on females. Like I mean, it could go with men too. It's the same thing. It's just that
So men are OnlyFans hoes as well.
men can be only. I'm sure there's men. There's
There are.
men. Yeah,
There's
I'm sure
thousands
there
of
is. But you're
That make more than the girls.
You're turning off something. That percentage is very low.
Yo, there's a guy.
You're
There's a
turning
guy-
off
yo,
something.
one of those guys that was in the Nickelodeon documentary, and he's now gay. He definitely is an OnlyFans guy, and he's cashing out on him. He cashing out. I forget the guy's name. I'm mad I forget his name, but he cashing out on him, brother. He's cashing out on him. So all I'm saying
But why
is,
is that? I mean,
but does that make him an OnlyFans hoe?
yeah.
Okay.
Now,
So
let's
if you're
say,
naked on Instagram,
now,
you're
hold
Instagram hoe.
on. Let's say there's we know there's Instagram hoes out here,
Okay. We do.
right? So now let's say a female started dating one of these dudes that are OnlyFans hoes, and she found him in the bed with 2 other girls. Like there's a mindset, man.
But okay, but she knows he's an OnlyFans guy, and that's
So you
what
gotta-
he's getting paid to do.
Right, so you got to know that what it's going to come with. So now she got to eat that.
You're right. That's like if you know.
And the same thing with Rihanna. You know this guy. You know this guy is not going to try that hard to run from vagina when it's offered to him. You know that's going to be the case.
It's safe to say that it's offered to him probably on a daily basis. He's an ex-professional athlete.
You talking about Shannon?
Oh, who was you
I
speaking
was talking
of?
about A$AP Rocky.
Okay. Well,
You
same
say-
thing. He's
you
a
know,
rapper. He's a rapper.
You got to know that. I mean, look at Rihanna. I'm sure this nigga every day trying to offer her some kind of penis.
Oh, for sure. I'm probably in her DM yesterday. Go ahead.
Oh, you better watch it.
I don't care about the way you said Rocky.
You know what I'm saying? So
Girl, I'm here for you.
You gotta know. I'm just saying you gotta know the type of person you're dealing with.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let's see. A couple more rapid fires before we get back into the joints. Let's see. Shannon. Some things I don't even want to even repeat.
It must be terrible.
Here we go. I got one for you. One you'll really like. Rapper Lil Durk reportedly helped 13 inmates convert to Islam while in jail.
Well, like I said before, he ain't got nothing else to do. He might as well read the Quran and convert.
But maybe he's helping those guys out. Like maybe he's
Yeah,
helping these
he
guys
ain't got
find
nothing
faith,
else to do.
religion.
I wish he would have did that when he was out and not calling hits on niggas.
He just put an appeal in, which actually, what the judge was considering it, but then they later did not. Because Rube, you've been to the studio with me before. Mm-hmm. So what this whole thing is basically about is this song that he made with Quando Rondo crying in the background. Hold on, let me get there. Let me land first. That particular song was recorded before the death of that boy, which means that video wouldn't have even been there for them to steal the audio from to put it in the song. What just came out was that audio of him crying on this particular song is like if somebody take my song and put it on YouTube and add something to it.
We're talking about 5% of what happened. They got this nigga using a company P card to send hitmen.
No. The hitman was using the company card.
Well, that's him.
Yeah.
How did they get the P card? He gave it to him. They used the company P card to take flights to go to California to finance this hit. What are we talking about here?
Yo, the song don't make it no better because he's
and
like,
it don't, the song,
we know right where they are. Go get them now. He's like, go.
You can't use a song to convict a person, but you can use the song as evidence.
For sure.
People get that mixed up.
Well, that's what they're trying to have thrown out because what they're saying is that it was modified. It was basically the audio.
AI?
No. Basically, like how like any Joe Smoker just take a song and put it on YouTube. Meaning like fan, like how those fan pages are. That the audio that they're using is from a fan page. That's not the original recording of the song. The boy is not screaming in the original.
So how does he explain the killers that they caught being paid using a company P card?
I would say they stole my card. They stole my card without my knowledge, and I just didn't know. So now I have so many credit cards. I didn't see the transaction. I didn't get the email. I got 5 phones. That's what I would have said.
And they got you on the phone telling.
They don't have him on the phone. They don't have him talking at all. They don't. All they got is the song, brother. But the song, which is accurately,
that's all we know they have.
That's a fact that we don't know anything yet. Right? You're right. It's all speculation at this point.
That's all speculation at this point. All of what we think they have, but. See, a lot of the times the feds is not going to tell everybody all of what they have because the feds' job is to basically trap you, is to give you rope to hang yourself. Mm-hmm. Right? You know how much stuff they got on Diddy that they didn't tell us?
I'm certain.
Niggas is asking, well, how can you have a RICO with one person? Man, they got more than one person. They just not telling you that they got more than one person.
And right, and the actual trials was supposed to start this week, but I believe it's been pushed back now.
It ain't been pushed back.
So it's gonna start May 5th?
Yes.
Oh. Well, you accurate on that?
Yes.
Okay.
They tried to get it pushed back 2 weeks, and then privately they wanted to do 2 months, and the judge said no. The judge said this is Diddy's 4th firm representing him. And the feds is like, look, man, if you let him go ahead and push this back or whatever, we're going to dump everything. And they want to push it back because they want to get the Cassie tape removed because that's the key to the whole case.
Well, according to the state of California, the Cassie state is beyond the statute of limitation. In California, Diddy is currently being held in New York. I'm just letting you know.
New York is not.
So does New York have statute of limitation at
not
all?
On sexual assault.
But that wasn't that was just an assault. That's not considered sexual assault. That
was assault, but that was assault because she was running from a freak off.
Okay. Got you.
There you go. Well, she was running from a sexual
allegedly,
assault.
Rube. I don't believe that was a freak off.
He ran out in a towel. They got the dude.
Yeah, but no.
Hold on. They got the male prostitute. Hold on. They got the male prostitute that was in the room with them.
According to the original reports, there was nobody in the room with them two. And he was in the shower. She went through his phone. That's why when she left. Allegedly.
That's what Diddy people said, or is that what the Fed said?
That's what was reported. I don't know who said it, but that's what was reported initially.
So that doesn't tell me. That tells me the Fed's got a different story.
I got you. Next one. We doing these rapid fire joints. We covering this today. All right, you ready for the next one? I'm gonna play a clip. You ready?
You can play. Man, stop, yeah.
All right.
I'm done, yo.
All right. Kanye harmonized about scraping his cousin. React.
I mean, that shit happen every day, bro.
What?
Yo, that should be happening every day. Like I'm just.
I don't think that happens every day.
That happens every day, bro.
Niggas get their cousin's head every day.
Yes.
What?
The most craziest shit you could ever think of is happening right now, right this second.
That's wild, bro. That's beyond me. That's. What?
If you want to think of there's right now, right this second, there's a 12-person orgy going on right now.
Fucking missing out.
Both are.
Fuck. But okay, what do you think Kanye's end all be all is? Like, what's his goal here at this point?
I don't think he have a goal. His goal is
just
doing
blurting
what
shit out?
he's doing.
Just blurting shit out.
He's just doing what he's doing.
He's not trying to sell records. This song is currently on iTunes.
Yeah, he's just doing what he's doing. He don't. He's at a point. He's at a point where he just don't care.
Kids don't experiment like that, Cinnamon. I'm sorry. I don't. Maybe they do.
Well, she agree with me.
Not
it's
the kids I be around.
every day. Kids.
I've never been around kids that experiment like that.
That you know of.
Sin, your brother's a little off, but I don't think he would have did that. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like
that shit's
no
happening
way.
every
no
day.
Way.
Every
no way.
day. There's 300.
No way.
There's 350 million people in this country. There's 6 billion people on this planet. Right? The worst thing you could possibly think of right now, right this second, is happening.
Dude,
right
that's
now,
so
right this
unfathomable
second.
to me, bro. Like I don't know. I guess I would have to have been put in a position to get it. It just don't. Not that it doesn't seem normal, because it doesn't seem normal, but it just don't seem.
I'm not saying that to say it's normal. I'm just saying I can. Yeah, like that happens. It happens.
That's just mind blowing to me.
And every day, porn is being, porn is so pervasive in every which way.
Porn is way more accessible now than it ever was when we was kids, bro. We couldn't, like, we were just happy with a glimpse of a halfway channel and hearing some moans and could barely see through the squiggly lines.
But you was trying to see through the squiggly lines. You was trying to make it out. You was trying to make it out. The fact that there was even a channel available.
I ended up having a channel. but I don't know, man. Maybe I was too scary. I think I was too scary of a kid. I don't know. I know
it's a sick thing to think about. Bro.
Right.
It's shit like that be happening, and it be happening. Like, what were you talking about? This whole thing with this whole thing with all these stars and these Nickelodeon people. You see what happened with the Nickelodeon documentary?
And that's what I'm talking about. The guy from the Nickelodeon doc does OnlyFans now.
Yeah, but maybe if he wasn't touched on set,
it would be different.
Maybe he wouldn't be on OnlyFans.
Perhaps. All right, Rube. For me, please, could you go to the actual list in the group chat and let me know. We done talked about. Let's see. We talked about Shannon. We talked about Kanye briefly. I wasn't trying to stay on that Kanye topic long, even though there's way more things to talk about Kanye, because he can't see his kids. They saying he only asking. They say he talking about seeing his kids, but they say he's only asking to see Northwest.
Shador Sanders.
Wait, I need another drink.
One more.
I need another drink for this Shador Sanders shit. What's the other one?
Walla.
Who?
Wallow. Yeah. And
the way he talked to the people?
No, in black businesses.
Yeah, that's the way he talked to the people. Which one you want to talk about, Shador or Wallow? Do you know what Wallow actually said? He said something you would have said to them niggas, Ruben. He said 80% of y'all niggas ain't gonna make it. He wasn't lying to them, and he was like, he sounded just like you. And he said, just because it's a black business don't mean I gotta buy from you. Is the product good? I agree. Rude.
That's the only thing. Why do we?
Please go.
We shouldn't be. It's always it's about the product, and if the product is good, black, white, or whatever is going to sell. Now,
are you in
if you got a good product, and people are not patronizing you because you're black, then that was never a sale you was going to get anyway.
My thing is though, what he was basically preaching is, don't tell me I should buy it just because it's a black business.
Exactly.
I feel the same way. I do. Me personally, I am a supporter of black businesses, but if your shit trash, your shit trash.
I'm supporter of a good product. It's the product
That's what I'm saying.
first.
If your shit is trash, bro.
It's the product first.
That's it. That's it.
And people got mad at him because the word black was uttered.
Right. And then
we feel like we need all these handouts and all this help. No, we don't. You just have to have a good product.
And then if the product is good, don't try to haggle me. Because, I need a discount. Black people discount. You don't ask for a discount at Walmart.
That's on the
Niggas don't ask for discounts at Walmart, bro. No, what I mean is, you ain't going to be like, yo, bro, you don't know Bill Walton.
If I picked up a box out
Walton
the aisle,
family.
Listen. If I picked up a box out the aisle and it's got a rip in the corner and a hole in the box.
Understandable.
I can.
Understandable. Open box policy. I'm with that shit. We just talked about that at Best Buy. Yeah. What I'm saying is, nobody is going to the Walton family and saying, hey, man, give me a discount just for shopping here. It doesn't happen. But that's what blacks do when you're going to go to Raheem Business. Hey, Ron, man, hook your boy up.
And that's why black people be staying out of. That's why they be staying out. And you wonder why they be staying out of black businesses, because we don't want to hear all that. We're not trying to hear no sob story. So, I'm in here for product XYZ. Let me buy product XYZ and leave me alone.
This is what Wallo is basically saying, though. That's my point. So that's how I feel. I
don't. You know what I'm saying? I understand what he mean by that, dog.
You do.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
I could have played the clip. I was gonna play the clip, but
it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's entitlement. Mm-hmm. It's the entitlement for me.
That's Wallo's point. That was Wallo's whole entire point, right? Again, I don't mind supporting somebody. Right, there was a little girl yesterday that I saw. She came in the nail salon. She had a book. She wrote a book. I had to get it. Because
she was too cute not to.
She was too cute, and I'm like, come on, bro. It's a little girl trying to do something. She could have been ready, prepping for the poll, OnlyFans, anything. She wrote a book, bro. She wrote a book. I'm with that. I'm going to support that. Anytime I see her, I want to support that.
But that's coming from a different place. Okay. It's coming from a different place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming from, like I've seen videos of hood dudes with hood money rolling through the suburbs, seeing a little white boy on the corner with a lemonade stand, like, yo, I'm trying to save up for a PS5. The rapper came up and said, yo, here's $500, go buy you a PS5. That little boy was ecstatic.
Dope. I seen Shaq, two little boys, they wanted to start a business. They was in the Apple store and they couldn't. The Apple was trying to kick them out. Just so happened Shaq walked in there. He bought them both a laptop. Fire. That's support, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I support. It's coming from a different place. I'm with you. I want to support your work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not often that we see little kids out here trying to do different things. Now, you know what I'm saying? That little white kid could have been out there trying to sling fucking crystal meth. That little girl could have been out there, like you said, prepping for the poll. You know what I'm saying? So
I got one for you though. Do you think, if you know any white people, do you think if you go to their house you'll see anything that they bought that was black owned? Do you think white people support black owned businesses?
Not as often, but I don't think we offer things to white people.
That makes sense.
We tend to start businesses
relevant, right?
Yeah, we tend to start businesses.
See, that's dumb. That ain't thinking big. That's not thinking big.
We tend to start
businesses. If you
businesses
offer a product, you should try to offer a product for everyone, right? That's universal, so that you ain't got to worry about the dollar. I think that's the problem as well. I think
plenty of people will buy. You know, we just don't know, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty of black businesses that are out there selling things that white people buy. We are.
If I had
in
a
our
business,
own,
I wouldn't call my shit black owned business. I want everybody to come. I want everybody money. I want everybody money.
Once you say black-owned businesses, you already shrunk your market.
Right.
Right. So when a white person see that, they like, well, this already ain't for me. So I'm gonna walk past it. The wind blew though. So I'm gonna walk past it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at them for not feeling like they are a part of it. You know what I'm saying? We tend to start businesses in our own little cultural zeitgeist because that's all we know.
All right,
I
moving
just
right
think it's
along.
short-sighted. You know,
Let's
black
go to
people do be
Shador
short-sighted.
Sanders. Let's take it to Shador Sanders. But before I get to Shador Sanders, I just want to say, man, I wish a speedy recovery to Elijah Arenas. That was Gilbert Arenas' son. That was in the.
He come out of coma?
Well, it was a medically induced coma, from what I hear, so that they can
do whatever they need to do.
For sure. You know, what they're saying the cause of the crash was excess speed, though.
He was driving, or his boy was driving?
I'm uncertain of who was the driver. They were in a Cybertruck, though. It's something that's supposed to be damn near indestructible, and they all fucked up.
Not too much is going to be indestructible, but you
Well,
know,
I never even heard about a passenger. I never even heard about a passenger in
I
this
can
situation.
I can see a bunch of kids in there not wearing their seatbelts.
But
You know
I mean,
what I'm saying, speeding. So was he driving? If he was driving, that's kind of effed up.
yeah, they never really gave further detail. I'm glad they didn't give further detail. I hope he was alright. I hope he wasn't under the influence or nothing. I hope a speed recovery. You know, he was one of the top recruits this year as well. He had a great. Go ahead.
You know, as a top recruit, yo, you gotta know, like.
So what? You as a top recruit, you can't go outside and enjoy yourself?
No, I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself. I'm just saying, as a top recruit, your safety, not safety, because that's for anybody, but your body is what you're going to be.
That's your bread and butter.
Is your body. You can't jeopardize it. Like your father's Gilbert Arenas. I like that's why I'm asking if it was him driving, or if he was a passenger. You know, if he was a passenger, I would have told whoever, yo, pull over and let me out. Like,
I get it. Boys in the hood, you Trey.
Yo,
let me out, though.
Yo, let me out, bro. Like, y'all about to go do this. Let me the fuck out of here.
All right, let's go. Shador Sanders.
Now, I mean, again, I was going back to Arenas. Like, you know, I was out there street racing when I was young, but then again, I wasn't an all-star recruit.
But you know, just as just being a young guy with a car, anyway, you're happy to be driving. You're doing all type of stuff. I know I did it too when I was young, but I never was really a speed guy, like a speed demon guy. Like I didn't really care. I care more about looking good than going fast, personally. That's why I chose to have the cars that I had. Right? Anybody know me? Unless now it was a couple times in my little Porsche pull up.
Yeah, what happened when you launched the car?
Well, what do you mean by launch?
Didn't you come off of the highway exit and launch the car in the air and it crashed? I
haven't had many accidents, Ruben. I've got knocked into a Wendy's pole by the police because they was chasing me. I haven't had many accidents. I haven't had many accidents at all. Like, no, especially that with my cars. The police hit me with the pit maneuver, and they hit me into a motherfucking Wendy's sign, and my car split down the middle.
You can't be running out here running.
You live and you learn, brother. Hey, I paid my debt to society for that. Moving on. Shador Sanders.
I think
Shador Sanders. Hold on. Let me give him some background. Shador Sanders has now been the number 144th pick of the Cleveland Browns. I'm very frustrated about this. One, because I enjoyed to watch him play. And before all that, I'm a Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was my favorite football player. I just think that Shador, along with his father,
didn't do himself any favors.
They didn't do it.
But I kind of
Deion was on a talk show a couple weeks ago saying certain teams know not to pick his son because he don't mess with them like that.
Hold on now.
Don't pick my son.
And
he almost did but when LeBron did that, it was okay.
Well,
LeBron did it. Nobody said a word.
Who was better at their skill at the time, LeBron or Shador?
You mean Deion Sanders or LeBron? This is the fathers we talking about.
LeBron didn't have a father telling him not to.
No. But Deion is Shador's dad, just like LeBron is Bronny's
What
dad.
I'm saying is, who was better at the time of the crafts, Shador or LeBron at the same age?
You can't use that, Rube. You got to
Yes, you
use
can.
Bronny because we talking
No.
about the dads here, bro.
Bronny is terrible. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying to you is you can't compare Shador to LeBron. You have to compare Shador to
No, I'm
to
comparing-
Bronny
no,
because
at the-
you got to compare LeBron to Deion because they're the dads who
You
involved themselves
this
in the situation.
This is age. Okay, I see what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, all right, I get what you're saying.
You're looking at it wrong.
I get what you're saying, but LeBron kind of runs the league, so that's why LeBron got away with what LeBron got away with.
Okay, that's
And-
better. That's better.
And
Deion
I
currently
think-
has no job for the NFL.
I think the Browns was going to pick Shador anyway. Like
It have 5 QBs. They have 5
they
quarterbacks,
got,
Ruben.
yeah, but they need one of them.
Ruben,
hold
there's
on.
several teams. Hold on, before you get
Hold
there,
on.
there were several teams that they stated before that needed a quarterback.
Those 5 quarterbacks before Shador got there. Those 4 quarterbacks.
3.
Those 3 quarterbacks. So it's 3 or 4. How many?
Shador's the third. There's 2 before him.
So these the third, right? Okay. Before Shador got there, those 2 quarterbacks barely equals 1 quarterback.
You mean to the Cleveland Browns or,
Yeah.
or the ones that got drafted?
No, to the Browns. The Browns have 3 quarterbacks on their squad now. 5. All right. Okay. So before Shador got there, there was 4. Those 4 quarterbacks barely equal 1 quarterback.
Stop it.
So they need.
They got Joe Flacco, bro. They got my man. Who's my man that was getting the hand jobs at the massage parlor? Deshaun Watson. They got
trash.
He had a good year last year. What I'm saying is,
Not for what he getting paid.
bro. So you know how depth charts and all that shit go, right?
They trying to
Their
have a
depth chart
QB competition. What are we talking about?
You
right?
think that's what it is?
They couldn't sell Deshaun Jackson to their fan base after the year he had and then got injured.
But he had a good year.
No, he had an okay year.
He had a
What are you
decent. He had a
talking
better
about?
year than the other quarterbacks on the team. Yes,
Barely.
but he did. That's all I'm saying. Not saying that he's a franchise player. I'm not saying.
But you also got
I
to
would take
realize
Flacco
that,
over
but
any
you
of those
also
guys,
gotta
including
realize-
Shador.
But you also got to realize that the other teams that needed a quarterback, Shador didn't fit them. Shador didn't fit the
Pittsburgh Steelers. It was the
didn't
San
fit.
Diego Chargers.
When I mean by fit, I mean personality.
I get it.
The Steelers, the Steelers don't.
Their culture.
Don't
He
fancy.
didn't fit their
yeah,
culture.
the Steelers don't fancy themselves as a team like that.
Right.
That kind of team that would fit Shador's personality.
Okay. Let me ask you this: are you familiar with Shador's play?
He did okay.
He threw
in the
30
first. Listen, in the first year, he did very well.
Talking about
But
last year.
No,
Which
not
was-
last year. He was there for 2 years.
Yeah, I'm talking about his last year that he played.
No, okay, hold on now.
He had 34 touchdowns and he threw for 4,000 yards. He had a better year than everybody drafted ahead of him.
And there's
quarterback wise,
there is
quarterback
plenty
wise.
of quarterbacks that had either the same.
No,
Yes,
not drafted in this draft. I'm just speaking
you-
on this draft. That's all. Okay.
that's fine, but it's not like we haven't seen quarterbacks with the same numbers
Mm-hmm.
or similar numbers come from small teams that went undrafted,
For sure.
and 5 of those quarterbacks are white.
Yeah.
All right, so
What I tell you earlier.
you had
I said-
Gardner Minshew, you had Case Keenum, you had plenty of quarterbacks that went undrafted with similar numbers from similar
Bro,
size
I
schools.
told you he
And
has to
then-
be less than overly exceptional now. He has to put on a Michael Vick-esque performance every night for him to even be cared about at this point now. He dropped his stock so bad, bro. He's got to really bust ass to even be considered.
to really convince people that
Yes.
he's one of them.
Yes.
And okay, you know what I'm saying? Pressure makes diamonds, and that's fine, or whatever. I'm just saying, let's not act like there hasn't been quarterbacks who played great in college and went totally undrafted.
Not only quarterbacks, even other players too. I get you.
But we talk about quarterbacks that
Yeah.
went totally undrafted.
Yeah.
It's not. We got to learn to stop playing the race card on every fucking thing.
I ain't pulled the race
No,
card out
not
yet.
you. When I say we, I mean the greater zeitgeist.
I
of-
really think no. To be honest with you, bro, I think it's a
and
combination.
that may have had.
I think it was
his
a big
mouth
fuck you to them, bro.
and his mouth.
Yeah.
and
Deion's
everything that
mouth.
was going on with Deion had
Yeah.
something to play with it. But I would give it a 60-40 kind of split with it. Like 20% Deion, 20% him, and 60% the fact that there's been other quarterbacks with numbers just like his that just didn't go undrafted.
Well, you heard Stephen A's take earlier because I played it for you.
And Stephen A. basically said the same thing.
But he also, yeah, I mean, he said exactly what, because we agree with Stephen A. But I think it's a lesson being taught. And it's funny because I was sending all that stuff to my son, right? I'm like, see what happened with all this bragging and stuff get you? Like, that's why I asked you to send me that picture on Twitter with, with the jury and all that.
Yeah.
Bro.
And then the first overall pick was black as the ace of spades.
Right. But that had nothing to do with that. It has to do with everybody don't, especially in professional sports, nobody wants a distraction.
Nobody. And you can't be bigger than a team.
And did you hear what Shador said? When I come to your team, expect things to change.
See, like, you're gonna have problems in the locker room.
You think you're bigger than the program? You can't be bigger than the program.
You're gonna have problems in the locker room.
My granddad said he gonna have a bullseye on his back. He said they gonna come for him. They gonna gun for him.
They gonna gun for him. Why make yourself bulletin board material? I'm sure. I think, like I said, I think Cleveland was always going to be the team to pick him up.
I don't know, bro.
Out of the other teams, besides the Cleveland Browns, out of the other teams that needed a quarterback, whose locker room he fit?
I don't know, and that's what I'm saying, right? But if I know I'm in need of a good quarterback,
I kind of think he need to be in the middle. I kind of think he need to be in the middle of nowhere in Cleveland. On
paper, he's a really good quarterback, right? On paper, but I don't know how he would. He don't change the culture of.
He don't need to be on nobody, and he don't need to be in nobody's Miami Dolphins. He don't need to be nowhere in South Beach. He don't need to be nowhere in L.A.
God no. He need to be as far away from Miami as possible.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably New York too. He don't need to be in New York either.
He definitely doesn't fit the Giants. He doesn't fit
or the Jets. Or the Jets. But I think he would help the Jets more than any other team, to be honest with you.
Well,
I think
we already paid a quarterback.
Right, but whatever he's gonna do at Cleveland, I believe he would have done for the Jets. For sure. Like if he produces.
Okay, that's possible. That's a maybe. So I'll give you that. I'll give you a maybe. But he don't need to be near nobody's South Beach, nobody's LA.
But well, let's say this.
He don't fit the Steelers locker room.
Gotta play devil's advocate real quick. This is a kid that has no prior history of being in trouble at all. Never, not one. He ain't got one nothing, no smut on his name either.
Well, he's
just what my granddad called a hot dog. Deion wasn't in trouble either, brother. Deion wasn't getting in trouble either. He's just what my granddad would call a hot dog. He's a show off.
Okay.
He's a show off.
He don't need to be. Need to be nowhere near Atlanta.
Oh no. Oh hell no.
You think the teams don't know where they live? I mean, where their home team is? You think these teams don't know? He need to be right where he at in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
You was cooking with
in
that
Cleveland.
Take. You cooked with that take, by the way. I ain't even really think about. I ain't even take into consideration the places, some of these hot spots. He don't need to be in Houston either.
Well, Houston got guess what? Houston got them a quarterback, and guess what? Every time they put a microphone in front of his face, the first words that come out, "All grace to God."
Oh, he on some Russell Wilson.
The first words that come out of his mouth is, "Jesus is my Lord and Savior."
I wasn't aware of him. Who is that?
I forgot his name.
The QB for Houston?
Yeah.
He's a young guy?
Yeah, he just got there maybe 2 years ago.
Anyway, by the way, the Knicks are currently down 1 point. There's 1 point. I think they're gonna win this game. I think they're gonna win the series. How about that? I don't think that
no points.
I don't think that Detroit is equipped to beat them. They don't even have a big guy really.
Knicks is a team that don't need to be clawing back from nothing.
But Rube, you got to remember that last year Knicks team that they broke up was a serious playoff contender. Remember they had 3 guys that played in college together. I'm mad that they broke up that core. They could have kept DiVincenzo and still got Cat.
No, because you still had to deal with.
Get Julius Randle the fuck out of here.
That was the only way he was going to.
He was trash.
That was the only way Julius Randle was, because his contract was albatross. So that was the only way you was gonna get him up out of there is if you included some other players.
How do you even earn a contract like that? Like,
Because New York teams, the Knicks have to overpay for their players because they have to overpay. They have to pay for the New York market and the media. You know how expensive it is to make money in New York? The taxes is outrageous.
I'm sure.
So they got to overpay. So what happens is if you overpay for them and you don't produce, it's hard to get rid of them because nobody's going to want to take the contracts.
Makes sense to me. All right, so look, that's how I feel. I feel like we was moving today. We was moving fast. We was moving quick. You got anything else you need to get off before we go?
No, I'm good actually.
Any plans? Any further weekend plans?
Nah, it's Sunday. I just
Drink
sit there and
beer and watch these games.
Sit there and just wait for Monday.
Damn. Well, I'll also be sad and lonely watching these games alone. Sad. Wishing I had some company now. Whatever, man. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys again for joining us. SOAR Winner Podcast. I'm Sharon. Rube is here. Ave is enjoying life.
Ave got caught up with it.
He got caught up in some life shit, and it's cool. And we'll be back with y'all next week.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
That nigga sleep.
Chop.
Yeah, you can't wake the old nigga up like that, man. You gotta be slow with it.
What you want me to do?
Hey, Chop. That Michael Jackson voice. You can't just wake the old nigga up like that, man. He had a heart attack, man. You can't just- I'm taking off my phone. I gotta switch that shit now. I take care of you. I'm gonna hit you for like a couple months in advance. I ain't poor, nigga. Shit is killing me. But I just took off my phone. I had to fix my situation. Like I had